Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I am so happy you found us. I'm Lisa, and this is Creativity and Inspiration. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having an amazing week. It's almost the weekend again. Yay! I still haven't got the carpet in my room, in my craft room yet, and our other rooms. In fact, I haven't even packed everything up to put the carpet down. Big mess, but hopefully they're calling me later today or tomorrow, and we're getting this scheduled so I can get my carpet down. But I was sitting here working, and I suddenly thought of something really cool. I was going to write in my journal, actually, and I came to a page and it was blank, and I'm like, okay, I'll throw a belly band on there for some storage because I need to slip some receipts in. And then I got to thinking, belly bands are kind of boring now. I mean, we've seen them, we've done them. How many ways can you do a belly band, right? Okay, well, I think I came up with something really cool, and it's not a belly band. It's a page belt. So I thought you could try it with me because, why not try it together? If it fails, hey, we fail together, right? We're friends. And if it doesn't fail, you guys will be the first to see this amazing thing that's crawling around in my head come out on paper and be real. So let's just jump right into this and get started. Oh, by the way, shameless plug here for my Etsy shop. I'll be honest with you. We are going to use the vintage paper ephemera kit that is for sale now. It's $6 and you get all of this stuff. There's like 5 sheets of music paper, 4 sheets of vintage graph paper, 1 vintage Wilton cake magazine paper. There's some vintage map pieces, 2 vintage map pieces, and 2 vintage postcards. So I thought, why don't I use this and give you some ideas how you could use it if you would be so inclined. So let's get into my page belt because I think it's going to be really cool and not a flop. At least I hope not. Alright, so the page we're going to use it on is just going to be a plain page. This page is going to be the page where the belt buckle and the decorative part of the belt is. And then the back side will just be, the back side of the belt. But sometimes on belts in the front, you have like a leather part or a decorative part and then the buckle, right? So that's kind of my thinking on this. So come in closer. Come on. Don't be shy. Come in closer and let's create this page belt. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out angles and everything. So if I kind of tweak you during this process, please understand. I'm trying to get you the best possible view. Okay, so this part is going to be where the buckle is, and then the back part, like I said, will just be the back part of the belt. And you need a pretty long paper to do this because the pages are kind of long. So I was thinking the majority of the belt would be vintage music. Oh, but you know what? There's vintage music here, and I don't really want vintage music bumping vintage music. You know what? That's okay. I will use, the sheet of, from the Wilton Cake magazine. It's just a page out of a Wilton Cake magazine. Remember, yours are going to be different than the picture ones because this is actually the picture one I'm about to cut out. Okay, so I'm just going to cut like a strip to make a belt, and I want my belt not too wide but not too thin. You could actually use your graph paper to cut a straighter strip if you wanted to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this here, and then I'm going to fold this part like this and fold this part like that, okay? And that's the belt coming around your waist. Now this is going to be the decorative part, and I think I'll use some map for the decorative part because this map is really pretty. It has a lot of colors in it, and it is vintage, and so is everything's vintage, by the way. So I think I will cut this skinnier, but not too skinny. And it's not going to go all the way because there's going to be a belt buckle. And I don't know if you can see, but there are longitude and latitude lines for the map, and that's kind of what I'm going to use as a guide, sort of, for this. Okay. Now I'm going to come back and cut just the decorative part. And they're not going to match because, you know, we don't want matchy-matchy. But I do want kind of even, these parts to be even. I don't care about even too much, but I think in this case. Okay, so now I'm just going to attach them kind of like that. And they are wider than the belt, but that's okay. Because it's a decorative belt. It's a designer belt that we're making. Okay, so there is that. Now, to do the buckle part, I could do two different things. I could just put some bling right here as the buckle and be done. Okay, like that. Just across, you know, a little piece across. Let's see, let's cut. I could put the buckle just like that and be done. And there is a belt, and I'll tilt it so you can see. And there is our belt with our belt buckle. Very cool. And then you could see the page on back is the rest. See? Right there. Okay. But I think I want to be a little more interesting and not so simple. So I think what I'm going to do next is take one of my postcards, my vintage postcards in the kit. And I'm going to cut 2 squares. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is put those like that on there. And then I'm going to poke 2 holes. And do you know, I found my hole punch. Moving helped. I found my hole punch. So then I'm going to come and poke 2 holes kind of towards the end. And then I'm going to get the other one and kind of just line it up and poke 2 holes in the same place. Come on. And then I'm going to do this one the same way. Okay. And then I'm going to put the holes facing each other. And then I'm going to thread some blue lace or just a white ribbon through and tie it like a belt. How cool. Okay. So let's go back over this one more time. Alright, so for the main belt, the part that's just going to be a plain belly band on one side because this is the back of our belt. But the front, I'm going to put it kind of in the center of the page and we just have it fold around the page at the bottom and the top. And that's fine. I'm just going to put a little tape or a little glue at the crease on each one. And that's it. I don't want it to be held down too much. Just a little bit. So I'm going to come to my page crease and just put a little bit of glue. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to pull this one. And same thing at the page crease. Put a little bit of glue. Okay. So now I've glued that down to the page crease, but it's still open here, okay? Now what I'm going to do is come in with my map because this is going to be the decorative part of our belt. And I want my fold over piece to show, but I don't want it to show too much. So I'm back this up and then I'm going to glue this whole map section to this part. So I'm just going to put glue on the fold over part. I'm going to pick it up because I don't want glued to the page. I just want the map glued to it. But I'm not covering it all up. I still want to see some. Okay. And see, it still lifts up, so that's good. I'm going to do the same thing on this end. Okay, and then I'm going to put my map on that. Okay, but it should still lift up. There we go. Still lifts up. That's good. Okay. Now I'm going to glue my buckle. I'm going to glue the part that is south of the holes, so below the holes. And remember, the holes are going to face out towards each other and maybe a little bit hang over, but not a lot. So I'm going to put my glue south of the holes or below the holes. And then I'm going to put that on the map and let the holes hang over a little bit. Do it on the other side. There we go. And they're touching in the center, which is what I want. See, very cool. Now I'm going to bring my lace. I'm going to trim my lace down a little bit because it's a little bit thick. So I'm going to go down the middle of this lace. And I'm going to make like a boho kind of tie belt where it kind of goes through, one piece goes through all the holes. So it's going to go, let's see, I'm going to lift it from under and I'm going to thread it through, no, I'm going to lift both ends, one through each end of the lace through the first holes. Okay, so I'm lifting them through on this side. I'm going to lift the other side through the other side, like that. And then I'm going to make sure they're even. Then I'm going to come over to my other belt. And I'm going to, you know what? And then on the other side, I'm going to use my other ribbon and do the same way. Come up from the bottom and thread one end of the lace through each hole. So there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to cross tie them or tie them. And you can do this with, one piece of lace or whatever. I'm going to do it with two and make just two little bows. And it's going to be so cute. And there's one. And then I'm going to trim off some of the extra. I want it to be kind of smaller. Okay. And then I'm going to tie the second one. Again, just making my bow. Just a little bow. There we go. I'm going to trim up. Oops. I don't want it too big, honestly. I just want kind of little. Trim it up a little bit. Okay, and there is our belt. How cute is that? Or you could untie it and not use something so bushy or so much. And let's see, you could take these all out. If you didn't want to use lace and you wanted to see more of your belt, you could pull them out. Because there's our belt right there, and it lifts up, and you could write underneath it. And on the other side, it is just a plain belly band. How cool is that? Okay, so if you didn't want to do that much, you could do one piece of ribbon and kind of thread it like across. I'm doing vertically across, and then do vertically across with the other end. Do vertically up. like that. And then just tie it, and it will, see, it looks like that so far. And then just tie it in a bow. Oops, but not so big. Why are these coming up? I want little bows. There we go. Little bows. I guess if I knew which way to make a little bow, it would be easier, huh? And then trim off the edging. Trim off the tails. And then there is our belt, our page belt. And let's get a tag or something that we can stick in here. And there you go. You can undo it. Remember, you can take this apart very easily. And you can write notes right there, and then tie it back up. And not only do you have a place to write, but you have a place to store tags or whatnot. And you can just loop it once through the holes if you wanted to. And there we go. Okay, and there's our belt. And then on the other side, just flip it over, and we have a regular back of our belt or a regular belly band that will hold stuff as usual. That will hold stuff as usual. So pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. So I hope you like our page belt. I hope this gave you some ideas how you could use our kit. Even you could use the other postcard in the paper ephemera kit to put in here instead of what I grabbed. See? You could use the other postcard in there as well. You could make a journaling card out of all of this, or you don't have to use any of it. I just wanted to use it because it was out on my desk, and I showed you how to make a super cute little belt that's a little more than a belly band. Hey guys, me from the future. If you don't want to use the holes and the postcard like this, you could also use the postcards as the belt buckle, but then add some buttons on each one and twine back and forth, you know, like that around them to also make a closure, which would be cute as well. Or you could not use the postcard at all and put the buttons on the map pieces and then use the twine back and forth on those. So just another idea from future me. So guys, I hope you enjoyed our new and creative page belt. You were here for the first time. I hope it was as exciting for you as it was for me. Be sure, and if you like this, to give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, be sure and hit that subscribe button down below, that little bell up above. We have lots of great videos coming your way. Also, check out my other channels, my fitness channel and my vintage channel, because there's vintage in my shop, and on my vintage channel, I'll be showing you how you can use some of that. On the fitness channel, of course, is fitness, but don't worry, it's geared towards, well, it's geared towards everybody. I'm going to be doing a relaxing video. I'm going to be doing a my facial release video very soon, which shows you how to use tennis balls to release pressure points in your muscles. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for being here today, guys. And remember, and you saw it first, a page belt here. Thanks for being here. Bye.